Most of us want our children to enjoy music, but what if enjoyment isn't really the best main goal? What if the music that challenges them is actually the music they need most? Today, I want to talk about why children need difficult music, not just pleasant background music, and why classical educators have always understood this. It's completely natural to prefer music that feels easy. Pleasant music is predictable, it resolves quickly, it asks very little of the listener. For busy homeschool families, pleasant music often becomes background sound. It fills silence, creates atmosphere, and doesn't demand attention. And there's nothing at all wrong with that. But classical educators would have said that if music never challenges the listener, it also never forms the listener. When I say difficult music, I don't mean unpleasant, harsh, or unenjoyable. I mean music that takes time to unfold, requires focused listening, includes complexity, tension, and delayed resolution, and may not be highly appreciated on the very first listening. Think of a Bach fugue, a Beethoven quartet, or a more contemporary work that challenges our ideas of tonality. This kind of music cannot be consumed passively. It requires patience. It asks the listener to follow structure, notice relationships, and stay attentive even when the reward is not immediate. That difficulty is kind of the point. Difficult music trains intellectual virtues. It strengthens attention in a world that constantly fragments it. It develops memory as themes return and transform. It teaches discernment as students learn to hear contrast, balance, and proportion. Classical educators of old understood music as mental training, not just entertainment. Music was part of the quadrivium, a core foundational component of classical education, because it formed the intellect through order and structure. A child who learns to listen carefully to complex music is learning how to think carefully in every area of learning and life. Difficult music also forms character. It teaches perseverance as a listener sticks with a work that seems unattainable at first. It teaches humility as a listener acknowledges that a work is, for now, a little beyond him. And it teaches that understanding, apprehending, often takes time. Unlike much modern entertainment, difficult music does not instantly gratify. It invites the listener into effort, patience, and eventual insight. This is especially important for children who are growing up in a culture that prioritizes ease and immediate reward. Music that challenges them gently trains them to stay with complexity instead of fleeing from it. Recognizing the value of difficult music does not mean eliminating pleasant music. It means expanding the musical diet. Just as we don't educate children only with easy books, we should not form their ears only with easy music. We also don't limit our children to reading only the best, most challenging books. Either extreme is not helpful. Ideal formational learning includes both material that delights as well as material that challenges. A few minutes of focused listening each week to rich, complex music can have a lasting formative effect, even if the child doesn't immediately like it. And don't worry, as a parent, you do not need to explain every detail. You don't need to be musically trained. You simply need to make space for attentive listening. Your curiosity and willingness to explore will help your child learn to do the same. I'll also mention that you don't need to choose a 45-minute long Scriabin symphony to listen to. One of Stravinsky's brief piano pieces would be a great option for more challenging listen. Something brief and intriguing is ideal for starters. Over time, children grow into difficult music. What once felt confusing often becomes meaningful. That growth is the quiet work of education. If this idea resonates with you, I recommend watching my video on recovering the lost art of listening. It builds directly on what we discussed today. You'll find it linked here. And if you want help building a thoughtful classical approach to music education at home, I've linked my Music IQ course below. Thanks for watching.